The castle in Târcva was built in 1377 to protect the important commercial road leading between the mountains of Făgăraş and Brașov. Laszlo Kőváry wrote the following in his famous work written in 1852 and entitled The Antiques of Transylvania. It's one of the most beautiful examples of our old castles. The majority looks as it did centuries ago. The walls, built in partly Gothic and partly Byzantine style, still face up to time. Its old tower is surrounded by two lines of Byzantine carvings. Its gate, lined with iron, still works on a chain, as in the past. And the small yard with the well carved in rock and several of the rooms surrounding the yard can still be seen, and they remind us of the age of romance, the fighting era of our fathers. Târcva is the most visited monument of Transylvania for two reasons. The first one is the building, which is a uniquely fairy tale-like romantic castle, but at the same time human scale in its details, and anybody would accept it as their home upon catching sight of it. It has no medieval, gloomy details, and this is the paradox. Because this fortified castle, and this is the other reason for its being visited, is the home of the historical Dracula, who was not a vampire, but a cruel monarch in Wallachia. Vampires are creatures of literature, but in the English-speaking world, Transylvania has become associated with vampires. The Hungarian king Sigismund of the House of Luxembourg supported Lord Vlad of Wallachia to win him as an ally against the Turks. In 1431, Vlad joined the Dragon Order, which was set up by Sigismund, and united the Baron families supporting the throne. Vlad started to use the name Dracula, which means dragon in Latin, devil in Romanian, and he used the dragon on his insignia. His son, born in Sighīşoara, Vlad Tepes Dracula, inherited the name from him. Dependent on the trends of politics, the young Dracula sometimes supported János and Mátyás Hunyadi with his army, but sometimes he fought against them. King Mátyás imprisoned him in Buda Castle and Visegrad for 10 years. All the contemporary chronicles mention Dracula's cruelty. He's alleged to have had his enemies impaled. Armin Vomberry, a famous researcher of the East visiting London, drew the attention of the young Irish novelist Bram Stoker to the Eastern European belief in vampires and to the historical Dracula, who had committed atrocities. Stoker created the famous blood-sucking figure with fangs, glowing countenance, and tuxedo from these beliefs. There are no references to Vlad Tepes Dracula in the castle, in contrast to the market in front of the castle, where you can buy anything that remotely has to do with Dracula. The castle, with its hidden secret stairs carved into the wall, isn't like a museum. It has neither cabinets nor showcases. Beautiful period furniture, fireplaces, and bearskins decorate the interiors. Brașov dedicated the castle to Queen Zita in 1919 when Charles IV was crowned, and 7 years later to Queen Maria of Romania. The romantic, beautifully furnished castle was the favorite residence of the queens, and it still bears marks of the women. There's a wonderful view from the castle of the open-air museum and the village in one direction. In the other direction, of the stream winding at the bottom of the castle, the Făgăraș Mountains and Fundata, which is a village built at the highest point in Romania.